Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Writing Your Story. And today we're talking about getting those creative juices flowing. Now, I wanted to share with you three quick tips for helping you to get those creative juices flowing. You're not ready to write the story, but you have some things in mind and you don't want to lose what it is that's sort of like percolating in you right now. So here's three things that I did. One was I started mind mapping. I wasn't supposed to start there, but I'll start there. I started mind mapping. This is the mind map. This is just a draft, the mind map for my next book that I'm doing, and just looking at the different chapters and topics that I want to talk about. And the reason I love mind mapping so much is because I can, I can visualize and see things better. I'm a very visual person. So I love the color schemes and I love the shapes. And so this gives me room to just sort of add things in. I'm not starting the writing part, but I'm starting the structuring part. And so this keeps my eyes on it and it gives me something to focus on. So mind mapping out either the entire book or the chapter with the sequence of events, the key players, from beginning to end. You can do that for each chapter, so that's a great way to start, and use color. Please do. The second thing is mind dumping. So get yourself a journal. This is mine. I've had this journal for a while. And a lot of stuff from this is in my book. And some of this will be going in my next book. But I spent time, I would get up in the morning and I would put on a timer. I think I did for about like 3 minutes. And at one time I did like a lot more than that. I did like 7 minutes, but just write everything that's coming to mind. No, don't check for grammar, don't check for periods, don't check for anything. Just write, 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 write. Dump it all out, get it out. Close your journal, walk away from it. You don't need to, critique it. You don't need to read it. It's just there to just get your thoughts out and put it on paper. When I wrote my book, lucky for me, I had already started journaling. So I could go back to some of my journal entries. I was able to easily recall some of the situations that happened. So it sort of made it a little bit easier for me when I was writing. And I was still early out of my situation, so things were still fresh in my mind. So the longer it's been for a situation for you, things like this is going to really help you to sort of refresh it, to be able to self-reflect and get some of that accuracy in what you need to write. And then the last thing is, I am a creative person and I love using paint, and I love using sketching and multimedia arts and color and everything. And I don't believe that a story just needs to be told in words. I believe stories can be visual as well too. And we know that. So I doodle, and this is my little sketchbook. And I start to doodle my thoughts. And you can do that with the story that you're trying to tell as well. So you can start by just sitting down and thinking about, especially when it's a scene or something that's happened in your life that's been really difficult for you to explain in words. You can do that. You can go ahead and sketch that out or draw that out or paint that out. And within that, you start to see that you start to feel the emotions, right, of what happened. You start to see yourself, you start to see the events. And in looking at that, then you can use that to help bring up for you the words that you need to be able to write about that particular event in time. So these are some of the tools that we're going to be using in my book writing boot camp starting in May. We're going to look at how to write your memoir from a place of not just this focused, structured sentences, and we're going to make it fun. We're going to make it a creative process in which you can use these tools to see the big picture, to paint that picture, and then show that picture to your readers verbally. So it's going to be a really interesting, it can be intense, but it's going to be fun as well process. And then if you continue and you want to write more books, this is a process that you can continue to use. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Please, if it has, give me a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and be back for more. Keep those creative juices flowing, okay? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.